The biggest misconception that you could have about starting a channel and wanting to get a brand deal if you aren't already popping off is that brands come to you. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If this is the first time you're seeing my face, my name is Ashley. I make a lot of motherhood and cleaning type content here on my channel, but clearly today is a different type of video. I have just announced that I have received a sponsorship, my first sponsorship, which is with a reputable and what would be considered a big motherhood slash baby brand here in Australia. The sponsored post that I'm talking about, both the YouTube video and the Instagram post, will be out soon. So if you want to make sure that you're both following and subscribed, that way you won't miss when it does come out. But I'm here today to tell you exactly how I got that sponsorship. As you could probably tell, currently I am sitting at 700 subscribers here on YouTube. I currently have 3,000 followers on Instagram, and all of this has come from starting my channel in November 2020. I'm not even monetized here on YouTube yet, but I did just receive my first sponsorship. So I received a lot of questions. I received a lot of people wanting advice, which I'm more than happy to give. I'm not one of those people that feels that I have to keep all of this information to myself. I want to share it with you guys. I want you to be able to know it. There is no guidebook to this kind of stuff, and I wish there was. I wish more people talked about it, so that's what I'm here for. Clearly this video is only made for YouTubers, so if you have anyone in mind that you think could benefit from this video, make sure you share it to them and give it a big thumbs up if you do enjoy the video. Okay, so I have a lot of information. I don't really know where to start, so let's just start from the beginning. I've been watching YouTube for a very long time, and I knew I wanted to do YouTube for a very long time, and when I did start, once I knew I wanted to take this seriously and do it full time, I had to have a plan. For me, I personally have a 10, 5, 3 and 1 year plan. That might be too much for you, but do you actually know what you want to do with your channel? Is it your plan to get brand deals? I can assume it is if you've clicked on this video today. So my first quick tip for you is that I believe it's very hard to grow your channel from scratch organically without a viral video if you are also not using Instagram. I think it's very hard to connect yourself with other YouTubers, people in the community who are watching your videos, and also brands. I do believe that YouTube and Instagram have to go hand in hand together. You might find that's not the case, and you do you. I personally just believe that I would never have gotten this deal, and you'll know why without Instagram. By the way, if you guys have any questions at any point, make sure you're writing them down in the comments box. I will come back to them and make sure that I'm answering them if I didn't already answer them in the video. So if your plan is to grow your channel like a business, you need to start acting like a business right now. Absolutely, from the beginning. Wherever you're at in your channel, if you're not already acting like you're a full-blown business, I highly encourage you to start acting like you're one. Let me just put it into perspective for you. How successful could a small business be that has started up, has opened shop, has all the products there, is trying to sell themselves to their customers, but says, I don't really want to, do that until I have 1,000 customers, or I don't want to advertise, or, I don't want to even let people know that I have a business until I have 1,000 customers. I do know that there are several people that don't share their YouTube channel with their personal friends and family because they don't think they're big enough yet. They're afraid of what people are going to think, and it's a lot harder with people that you care about, your friends and family, than it is with strangers, don't get me wrong. But step one, start acting like a business right now. And that's exactly what I did with my channel. I wanted to think about it as a business. So when I first started my channel, when I started making videos back in November 2020, I made an elf on the shelf video just before December, making sure it was ready for everyone to use for when the 1st of December and the elves came out. I had literally no subscribers that weren't my friends and family at this point. It's very hard to get people watching your videos that aren't just friends and family in the beginning, I found anyway. So I figured I would share this elf on the shelf video like mad. I'd get share happy on all the Facebook Christmas pages. A lot of them allowed YouTube videos to be shared, any kind of creative ideas like that, as long as it wasn't you just absolutely selling yourself. If it was actually creative content, they would allow it. I shared it enough that it started to get roughly about 500 views. So I also shared it to the Canberra Times, which is the main newspaper here in my state in Australia. I sent it via Instagram DM, and I literally just said, hi guys, my name is Ashley. I'm an upcoming YouTuber here in Canberra. I've just made this video. If you guys are doing any kind of Christmas content, if you would consider this video. A couple weeks rolls around and I have a member of the lifestyle team at Canberra Times contact me because they want to run a full story about the video, about me, about my YouTube channel, about my plans for it. As you could imagine, I was absolutely over the moon. I was overwhelmed, and at the same time felt like all that hard work of sharing was paying off, because I didn't want to annoy people. I didn't want to just share, you know, to people's messengers and things like that, but I wanted it to be seen. So I did get share happy in the most least annoying way as possible. Couple days before Christmas, the article comes out. It's very exciting for me and it gives me a huge confidence boost, as you could imagine. But that literally just came from me sharing that video to them. You guys could be doing the same. You literally never know who could be seeing it. If you're doing a haul of Kmart products, are you tagging Kmart in the video? Are you tagging them in your Instagram photo to promote your video? Does that make sense? You went to go get a coffee and you happen to be in all Adidas, you're in your comfy tracksuit pants, who cares? Tag them. I had a video that was inspired by Gemma Louise Miles here on YouTube. I put a photo of the thumbnail up on my Instagram and I tagged her in it. She saw that, she shared it to her story, and she included a swipe up link to my video. As you can imagine, I ended up getting 1.2k views on that video. Super appreciative, and just by sharing that to her, the video was always intentionally inspired by Gemma. It was never that I made it hoping to be shared, so please keep that in mind. But if you're going to be doing it anyway, why aren't you tagging these people, these businesses, these brands? You're not doing yourself any favors if you're not. I honestly think, especially if you're not a confident person, tagging these businesses and people is literally the easiest thing you could do. The worst that's going to happen is they're not going to see it. That's it. So a month ago, I DM'd this baby company. I sent them a message saying, hey, my name is Ashley. I'm a 27-year-old girl from Canberra, Australia. Just like I said to you guys in the intro of this video, nothing special. But I asked them, would you consider collaborating together at all this year on any product reviews or sponsorship ambassador deals, that kind of thing? This company provided me with their PR/marketing email address, and from there, that is where the deal was created. I need to put it into context for you guys, and I need to be real about this. Out of all the DMs I have sent on Instagram, I'm going to say there's probably been about 100 sent since November. I'm going to say 65 of them never responded. 15 of them said no thank you, or not at this time, and we'll keep your details on file. And then out of the rest of them, I had 30 that provided me with their marketing email addresses or their PR companies, which I could now contact myself. Out of those 30 emails, I have not had even half of them respond after that. I've had deals come out of one of them, and I've had 3 gifted ads. If you're not aware of what a gifted ad is where I am advertising a gift that was sent to me. It is by no means a sponsorship. I am not required to share it. There is no agreement, there is no contract, and that is something that is the difference. A sponsorship will always have an agreement and a contract. Both you and the company need to know what your responsibilities are, and that can only be done in contract. Okay, so let's say that you've sent the company your Instagram DM, they've replied and they've given you their email address. Now what do you do? Like I said, I had quite a few companies that never responded back, and that was probably because the first few emails would have been seriously unprofessional in my opinion. Probably would have been like, hey mate, how you going? Wanna hang out and do some work together? Okay, look, it wasn't that bad, but sorry guys, I just made you a little bit higher because I'm actually going to need to show you something in a minute. So at one point while sending these emails to the marketing/PR team, I had someone ask me to send them my media pack. And I was like, sure, I can send you my media pack. Starts fiercely Googling what the hell is a media pack. Turns out it's basically just a document that explains a little bit about you. So I will show you a mock-up of mine here. This is not exactly what mine looks like, but it is all of the information that you should have. I think if you're going to be doing a media pack, you really need to know what your brand is. For me, it's motherhood and homemaking. I know that's my brand. I know that's who I am. I also know what colors I like. I know that sounds so stupid, but brands stick to a color scheme, and it doesn't mean you can't change it later on, but start thinking about what colors you want your branding to be and that sort of thing, even down to fonts and styles. If you're totally overwhelmed by that, don't even worry, but it is something to have a think about. So your media pack. First of all, you're going to want to have your about me. This is going to want to explain about your social media channels, whether that be YouTube or Instagram, Pinterest, that sort of thing. It's going to have anything you want in it. So for example, for me, I just have my name, where I'm from, what my social medias consist of, when I got started, and I've recently started adding some things, like I've recently worked with some Canberra local businesses on a Valentine's Day video. I had a gifted ad from Frank Body, which is a beauty brand if you're not aware of them. If you haven't worked with anyone yet, that's totally fine, absolutely fine. In fact, if you're struggling with any of that kind of stuff, I highly encourage you to send me a DM on Instagram. If I have the chance, I'm 100% gonna stop and help you with that. I like to think that I'm really good with that kind of stuff. I'm really good at helping you with that kind of stuff, I should say. Next, you're going to want to have what kind of work you're available for. So this is going to vary for different people. For me, I have product reviews, ambassadorships, and sponsorship. What you could also be adding is if you do photography, if you want to be doing modeling, if you want to be going to places like grand openings and you want to be reviewing that place for them as opposed to product testing. Have what work you're available for, very important. Next is your statistics and analytics. Clearly you can pull your analytics off YouTube really easily. As far as Instagram, you will have to have your business account turned on. That'll show you all your statistics and your insights there. So I've shown you a little mock-up here of the kind of data that you should be including, but you want to show them where you're at as far as your subscribers or your followers, that sort of thing. Your engagement. Now, unless you're going to sit down and do the specific math, and I don't even know what the correct math is, you could Google it and there's 40 different methods. So what I do is I just stick to what Instagram gives me. I give them how many content interactions that I've had in the last 30 days. It could be my biggest post in the last 30 days, that sort of thing. I also let them know the top countries my followers come from. If I'm reaching out to an Australian brand, I make sure to include the cities as well. They want to know about the percentage of male and female, and they also want to know the age bracket that your followers/viewers are the most consistent in. For me, I believe it's like 24 to 32 or something like that. Clearly, I'm not caught up in these stats too much, and I think that's highly important too. You will literally send yourself mad if you focus on these too much. You kind of just got to go with the flow of it. You got to have goals, you got to have a plan, but you also can't get too tied up in it. And the last but not least important, in fact you could put this first if you like, is your contact information and your social media username/links. I personally have a PDF file and I have just edited that to include my hyperlink to my channel and to my Instagram. Before it just had the username, and that's absolutely fine, you do you, as I said before. I think this is a really personal part, the media pack. I don't think you should be copying and pasting anything that you see here or from Google, but thankfully when I googled what the hell is a media pack, a few things came up. So make sure to do that for yourself if you find yourself struggling. I've had a lot of questions as to what kind of brands these people should be approaching. I only personally have approached businesses that I use, that I love. For me, it is very hard for me to think of doing a sponsorship with someone where I'm being paid to promote a product that it turns out I hate, and I had no idea because I'd never used the product before. I now either need to cancel that deal or lie to you guys, so I'm not putting myself in that situation whatsoever. The biggest misconception that you could have about starting a channel and wanting to get a brand deal if you aren't already popping off is that brands come to you. That's just not the case. That's not even the case when you get bigger. When you get bigger, generally, don't get me wrong, a lot of businesses will still come to you. But for the big brand deals, that sort of thing, for the big YouTubers, they are generally connected through a PR marketing agency or their manager is doing it for them. You still need to go to the brands. They're not necessarily always going to the YouTuber. And I think that's the biggest misconception. I believe it was Aspen Ovard who taught me that. She does reach out to businesses that she loves and would like to work with. But yeah, they have a management team that literally brings them all the brand deals for them. But it's that management company that's approaching the brands. The brands aren't just sitting there and being like, what YouTubers should I look up to sponsor our brand today? Do you know what I mean? So what brands should you be approaching? I get asked this all the time. What brands I'm approaching are only ones that align with my brand, only things that I love. So I did recently actually have a sponsorship come to me only a few days ago. They are based Australia-wide, but also here in Canberra. It's just not my brand. I'm not even going to say what the company is or anything like that, but it's not me. I have no interest in it. Yeah, it could have projected me a little bit further, faster, but I can get there without doing that. I'm not interested in that at all. And I find that being genuine to myself, will make me much happier if I do become successful one day. I hate that idea of faking it till you make it, because then you're going to make it and no one's going to know who you are. I think it's very hard for you when you're just starting out and haven't really built your rapport with businesses yet, or your social media standing, to say, hey, will you send me this product for free before sponsoring me to make sure I like it? So the plan is to not put yourself in that situation whatsoever. You should only be generally reaching out to brands that you actually love and enjoy, or if you've never tried them before, you need to be upfront and honest about that. Just say, hey, I've heard nothing but great things about your brand. I'd love to try it. Would you be interested in working together? As I said, if you are struggling with any of the things to say in your DMs or into your emails to send to these companies, I would love to help you out. Please leave me a comment in the description box below, or hit me up on Instagram. I don't check my DM requests every single day, so chill out, but I will get to you. But in a nutshell, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get that PR/marketing email address. Generally, the people that run their Instagram are also the people running that team, in my very short amount of experience. Once you get that email, you're going to want to send that media pack off to them. What happens if they don't respond? I'm so glad you asked. So I have recently found out that what you should be doing is, after about 3 to 6 months, if they haven't responded, you should be sending an updated email, an updated media pack, being like, hey guys, just touching base. Here's where I'm at. Here's where my channel's at. This is what I've been doing. This is who I've worked with. And just keep updating them every 3 to 6 months. But I've heard from some very successful people that you should be updating them and following up. That is how a lot of brand deals are made, is not after the first email, it's after many, many emails. And I do just want to say, because I'm scared for this video to go out and people just to go into it willy-nilly, if you're getting to the point where you are getting agreements and contracts, please make sure someone else of some kind of contract law experience, if not a lawyer, is looking over these for you. You are signing into a legally binding agreement. As I said, if you took on that sponsorship and you didn't like the product, you would now have to cancel that deal, and that could be very, very damaging to your brand and financially. Or you're going to lie to everyone, which is going to feel a million times better, isn't it? As I said, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it that thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love to have you part of my little YouTube community. And other than that, I'll see you back here in a few days with a brand new video. Bye!